Hey everybody, Jesse Lewis here, and I want to welcome you to how to get sponsors for a fundraiser. Now, it doesn't matter what type of fundraiser you're doing, whether it's for a sports team, a school fundraiser, or just a general charity. Getting sponsors does not have to be hard. This works for getting sponsors for almost any type of event. Generally, I work with smaller scale events between 100 people up to 500 people. And this is how my events that I work with get sponsors. I've been doing this since way back in 2007, and it's not very hard if you know what you're doing. But why does sponsorship actually matter? Sponsorship helps cover event costs. It adds credibility to your fundraiser. It supports prizes and promotion, and it can increase your total profit, which are all great things. And there's a big mistake I see with a lot of fundraisers. They just ask, well, will you sponsor us? They don't ask, well, themselves even, well, what do I need? What is my sponsor going to get? And why does my event actually matter? And if you can't answer those three things, you are way behind as far as getting sponsorships. So how do you answer? Well, what do you need for a sponsorship? What do you need to actually accomplish your event's goals? And then, well, what can I give my sponsor that can help them accomplish their goals? And why does it matter to both of us? Not just why does it matter to me, but why does it matter to the business that I'm asking for sponsorship from? Now, step one is know what you need. So ask for something for specific. There's a lot of different types of event sponsorship out there. There's cash sponsorship to cover event costs directly, like renting a venue or having entertainment or covering the catering. There's prize donations and raffle giveaways. That's still sponsorship, and it should be treated the same way. What about silent auction items that can boost fundraising goals? Those are great ways for businesses to give you a non-cash sponsorship, and it can really affect your bottom line if you can do a great silent auction. What about food supplies or supplies like the printing of the event can sometimes be sponsored, and that can reduce overall costs. And also how you spread the word. What about media sponsorships where you talk to the local newspaper and they put an ad in the newspaper for free? That's a sponsorship too. Or the radio station where they're blurbing out about your fundraiser every day at a certain time for free because you asked for a sponsorship. Or maybe even television or online sponsorship for promotion. Now, what do you actually need? The second step is to create sponsor options based around those needs and actually building it for the sponsors to actually have profit off this. Because I'm going to be honest, sponsorship is about not just giving money to you, but the business making money too. They need a return on investment. So make it easy for business to choose their level. Yeah, it's really that simple. So there's a thing called the title sponsor. Who's the title sponsor for your event? For instance, in the town I live in, there's a thing called Prairie Festival. Prairie Festival was originally sponsored by the local credit union, and that allowed it was a $6,000 sponsorship, and it allowed them to have the title sponsorship. There's the gold sponsor. There's featured placement on social media, on event promotion, and event mentions. That's a gold sponsor. What about a table sponsor? And by the way, gold sponsor goes gold, silver, bronze. Could even have platinum above gold. There's also table sponsors. So you can ask a sponsor to support a specific table, and then they get a table tent and social media mentions about that. Or door prize donor. So door prizes, silent auction items, that type of thing. You can ask for items instead of cash. There's also media sponsorships. There's also a whole bunch of other ways, but you need to create options for your sponsors that actually make sense for them. That's going to get eyes on what they do and give a good return on investment. Because I actually hate the word sponsor. I like the word partner because that's what they really are. They are your business partners for your event. And the job of a good partner is to help the other partner. So how can you do that for your sponsor levels? The thing is, you got to keep it simple. Each sponsor level should clearly communicate three things. Sponsorship amount, what you are asking for. It's that simple. What they are going to receive in return. How many social media mentions are they going to get? How many posters are they going to be on? If they're the title sponsor, will their name be mentioned in the event? Is it mentioned every single time a press release goes out, or every single time that You put out a new social media post, a title sponsor should be on that. What about where they're going to be recognized? Will it be just social media? Will it be posters? Will it be on the radio? Where are you actually recognizing them, and how are you doing it? When sponsors can actually quickly understand the value, the visibility that they're going to get, they're more likely to commit. And you have to keep your descriptions brief but tangible. Okay? So, for instance, if I were to ask the local co-op here, it's a grocery store here, to sponsor an event, I would say that I'm going to put you on my social media thanking you. There's one mention, they're being thanked. They're going to be on the posters. They're going to be on the, that's good. They're being thanked on the posters. I'm going to thank them after the event. I'm going to do a whole bunch of things to make that sponsorship worth it. And by doing those things, you got to realize there's a benefit to your event as well. Because every social media post you make about them, chances are they're going to share it. And that's great promotion for your event as well. So step 3, ask the right businesses. There's no point in asking a business that is 500 miles away. It is not going to sponsor you, most likely, unless they have a local branch. So focus on businesses that actually serve your community, that care about your community, that have a vested interest in your fundraiser. Support local causes. Yeah, ask the businesses that have already supported local causes. Want local visibility. Yeah, if there's a company that is just coming to your town, a business that is just coming to your town, say, I can get your eyeballs in front of 200 people at this fundraiser for your business. Pretty simple. People that already know your group, people that you're connected to. Yeah. Also, people that have sponsored similar events. And businesses that actually value community partnerships. There's a lot of businesses that don't care these days. But that's not who you want. You don't want to work with some mindless, uncaring corporation. You want to work with people that have money that are willing to give it to you for your fundraiser. So work with those people. Start with your warm connections. You can talk to your parents. Yep. I know it sounds stupid, but you can talk to your parents and you can talk to supporters that already believe in your cause. Ask them for sponsorship, because it's not just about businesses. It can be individual sponsorship as well. Past sponsors who know your organization or who work with your organization in the past, ask them again. Local business owners in your community are the prime people for your sponsorship. And you can even go to your Chamber of Commerce and ask them to send out a newsletter with your event coming up and asking for sponsorship. Boards, committees, contacts with business relationships, all great places to find sponsors. Now, step 4 is ask early and directly. There is no point asking for sponsorship 2 days away from your event. It would be just dumb for somebody to sponsor you at that point, because there's not enough time to promote your event, number one. And there's some really simple ways to ask. You can ask by email. Make sure it's professional and easy to track. Make a spreadsheet with all your sponsors. You can ask by phone. Yeah, it's way more personal. It's way more personal to walk into the local grocery store, talk to the manager there, and ask for a sponsorship, handing them a letter saying, these are the sponsorship levels. We'd love to have you on board. Or in person. In person builds a way stronger connection. And you need to start early before budgets are used up. If you've got a fundraiser coming up and you're 6 months away from it, start 6 months out. Because you're going to get these sponsors, and then you're still going to need to thank them and promote your event at the same time. So many businesses, they set up their community support budgets way early at the beginning of the year. And it's not just about cash. It's about door prizes and stuff like that. Personal story here. But I used to work for a large franchise restaurant. And we used to, I managed the place, and I used to have a gift basket ready to go at all times for whenever anybody was coming in for a sponsorship. I wasn't allowed to give cash, but I could give these gift baskets. And over the course of the year, I gave over 50 of them away. Yeah, 50 for local community events. And they went in silent auctions. They went as door prizes. It didn't matter what I was giving it for. I would always give it, and my staff knew where it was. It sat in the restaurant, back in the manager shelf, and they knew instantly. If somebody comes in with a letter, you say, I'm sorry, the franchise won't allow me to give you cash, but here is a gift basket. And the gift basket was worth about $50. It was a really good way to be part of the community and be ready. So some places you're going to run into will be like that. And if they're not, that's okay too. Next up, make it easy to say yes. Include clear options. Include a deadline. Include contact information. And if you can, make it easy for them to donate money. If you have a credit card processor, use it. Use it to get those donations. If you have a way for your bank to take a charge instantly, do it. Have it so you're ready to go. Have the ability to take checks. And be clear on who those checks, who those deposits need to be signed off for. Because if you're a nonprofit, there's specific things you have to do in your accounting. So, step 5 is to follow up. Maybe they didn't give a donation right away, but a polite follow-up can really make a huge difference when you're securing sponsorships. Think about this. If you contacted a plumber and they didn't get back to you for 2 weeks, what would you do? You'd probably go find somebody else. But if they followed up with you a day later, guess what? You're probably going to use them. There's benefits of following up. It improves your response rate. It actually, I'll be honest, for fundraisers and sponsorships, I follow up at least 4 times, because usually on the 4th time I say, hey, final call. We're just looking for sponsors. If you're going to do it, now's the time. And I do it 4 times. And the reason is because the more you follow up, the more money you're going to make. Simple as that. Answer questions. Maybe they have questions about what it actually is. And if they don't know what it is, that's perfectly fine. You can explain it to them again and close the sponsorship when you can. If this is a sales term, you close the sponsorship. And many potential sponsors are busy, might have simply missed your calls, missed your initial outreach. Think about how much time you have. These people have about the same amount of time, right? So a friendly reminder shows professionalism and persistence. So be professional. You're running a professional event, right? Step 6, deliver what you promise. This, above all, is more important than almost any other portion of this. Thank them for sponsoring. Yeah. A lot of fundraisers forget this step. They forget to thank their sponsors. If you're watching the video, on the board, you see there's a whole bunch of names. That's one way to say thank you. But what about your social media posts? What if you get sponsored by a business and they've got 100 employees and you're sponsored by them and you say, hey, thank you to this company for sponsoring this. Okay? What happens is chances are they're going to share that social media post, and their staff are probably proud of working there, right? So their staff might share that social media post. And all of a sudden, a large portion of your marketing is done because that company shared your social media. This is huge. This is a great way to piggyback off who they are, just simply by thanking them promptly and sincerely. Mention them properly in all materials. If you say you're going to be on the poster, you're going to be in some social media posts, you're going to be part of a thing at the event, all those things. Maybe the logo is the title sponsor, whatever it is. Every time you mention them is a higher chance for them to see it and then give you more money next time. And it's also a promotional tool that allows them to help you promote your event. Now, not every company is going to do that, but if you get 1 out of every 10 that gets 30 shares on Facebook, or they talk about their event, your event, or they put the poster up in the lunchroom, that type of thing, that can drive massive ticket sales to your fundraiser. So recognize them at the event somehow, share photos and results afterwards, and last but not least, follow up with them. And there's a specific way to do this. You ask them, how do you feel about your sponsorship? Do you feel that you got your value from it? Yeah, ask. Because if you're not delivering the value for that sponsorship, you got to look at what you're doing and then deliver the real value for it. Ask them for that and then prime them for the next year, simply with a thank you note. Yep. How did the sponsorship go? How do you feel about it? And can we count on you next year to sponsor the event again? Because you're building year over year. So build long-term sponsor relationships. Good sponsors become repeat supporters year after year after year and give thousands of dollars over the course of 20 years. This is super important because if you do a great event and you work with your sponsors and it becomes a yearly event, whatever your cause is, whether it's a daycare fundraiser, a hockey team fundraiser, a sports fundraiser, a service club fundraiser, fairs, festivals, if you do a good job, you get eyeballs on who they are, you thank them, well, that creates a lot of goodwill in a community really, really quickly. So they will refer you to other sources of sponsorship. And they become long-term partners. And that is really what this is all about, is having great long-term partnerships with sponsors. My name is Jesse Lewis, and I've been doing this for the last 20 years. And if you need entertainment, feel free to contact me. The simplest way to do this, by the way, is to choose 10 or 20 businesses, create one simple sponsor sheet. We talked about what goes into it before. Make one clear ask and start now. Quit screwing around, just start doing it. Because you're going to learn little things as you go that I can't explain in the video because every area is different. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what if nobody wants to sponsor my event? It's probably in your pitch. It's probably in what you're giving them and what they're getting. And you have to look at that and whether they're really aligned with what you want to do. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to, watch more videos in this playlist because this is all about fundraising. It's all about creating events that actually are great. So I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Check out the rest of the videos. And if you need entertainment, hypnotistjesselewis.com. I'll see you next time.